Hey guys, this is Mark Roemke with Ninja Training TV, and I have a surprise guest today, all the way from Brazil. One of my students, Antonio, showed up and they coordinated it behind the scenes and didn't let me know. And he just showed up at class yesterday, and all of a sudden I was like, what is going on here? It was so awesome. I'm so grateful that he's here. He's been training with us on the Zoom classes and has taken the pilgrimage all the way to come out to California here. So I'm so happy he's here. And I was just asking him, what do you want to work on? Let's put it on video and have you be on the channel with us. So he goes, hey, let's do Kyoketsu-Shoge. So he's done some Chinese dart. And so I'm going to give him like a quick 5-10 minute lesson, whatever we go for here, on basics of Kyoketsu-Shoge, like he's never even done it before because he doesn't have one of these at home. So this is a really good thing for you guys if you saw somebody come and do a dojo and you're like, okay, what are we going to teach them? Okay, so first thing we're going to do, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, right-handed. And then my answer to that, if they say, oh, I'm left-handed, I say, cool, now you're right-handed. That's what my sword teacher said. But what you're going to do then is hold this in your left hand. And when we get into rope management later on, when we're swinging, we realize when somebody holds this out and they're doing the rope, that things start to get tangled up and you get all, caught up in your own rope. One of the tricks with this later on is to hold this against your chest. And so even if this was sharp, I'm not going to have it close to my chin, but I can tell where it is on my body and move with it here. And then the ropes won't get caught up on this as much. They still might get caught up. Then the second thing is how to do rope management. So Hatsumi showed this one in a Taikai. You're holding the rope with one hand and you go out for a little bit and then you loop it on your finger. And so I'm going to have the first one loop in towards my knuckles, and then I do it again, and the next one goes right next to that one. And then the third one, I should be able to pick it up and have, some people like to leave a little bit out for swinging it around and things like that. So now if I throw the rope out and it goes, I still have control. So right now the rope's only going to go out like 3 or 4 feet. And so no big deal. But if I let go with one of those loops that I have, I can have it go out twice as far. And so I'm still maintaining that first loop with my hand. So let's just do this one together as a drill. We've got 2 of those, and we just throw out the first one and let it go out. Very easy. And then we pull it back in, and you could do a loop if you've let 2 loops out. And then you could do the same thing. Now we can let out double of that size. Now what we're going to do is how to pull this back in. There's a few different ways to think about it. I could just reel it in with my hands and go like this. But if somebody has a sword and we're on a battlefield and they're coming to like attack me, I might want to be moving with my feet while I'm reeling it back in, and see how I got my 2 loops back while I was moving my foot. Work in that footwork, I'm doing Tai Sabaki basics. So when you buy the black belt set, the first set we go through is 9th kyu, and one of the first things for Tai Sabaki body evasion is to go at 45 degrees. Now when I was bringing back in the Kyoketsu-Shoge, that's what I do, 45, 45, and then I'm already back into a spin and I'm ready to go with this. So let's have you over here. You can throw yours out at that angle. Nice. And now try 45, 45, and then you're back in. Perfect. Just do it 2 or 3 times. So this time, step up a little bit more. And after you do your throwing of this out, try a sideways one and then loop, sideways one and loop. And then by the time you're into your next step, you're already into a spin. So he's going out. Nice, nice, and nice. Yes, perfect. Okay, and then what we could do is practice these letting go of the strike, because later on you could strike with this at different angles. And one of the things we do in basics, again, is this form chino kata. So as I come through with Shinokata, I could think about throwing this while I'm spinning. So I could come through, use my Taijutsu, and throw this out, and the ring will follow evenly across on a horizontal plane. So think of Shinokata while you're spinning, and then do a step through throw. Perfect. Awesome. And then you're doing your recovery. So then we try the same thing now. Think of Sui no Kata, where we go and we'll do some type of a strike. Now if I'm having this go forward, I could think about that Sui no Kata, and I could throw that strike out as well. Ah, nice. And then he's doing the recovery, and you're back in. So these are some like really easy, simple basics to think about first. So we have a mat over here on the side. Now I want you to see if you can go with a backward spin and step through and start to really hit it and give it some force, like you're trying to hit it into somebody's knees or stomach. Very good. So Antonio's good. Keep going. I'll talk while you keep going and do it. Nice. Some people, it's almost everybody. He didn't do it, so I can't correct him on it because he did it right. But a lot of people will throw so far up that it'll hit the ceiling at first, or if you're outside, it'll go way over the opponent's head. It's a really interesting thing to know where to do your release in order for it to travel along at an even level. So do one more. Nice. Okay. So now we're going to play a game. So you're going to do the same thing, and I'm going to grab a sword, and I'm going to be the samurai. So what you're going to do is you're going to throw the ring next to me, pretend that you hit me, and then as the samurai, I'm going to walk in and try to come, and you have to gather your rope back enough to be ready to go again. Okay? So he throws this ring, it hits, boom. I start to walk in, and we'll see if yes, good. He had this pressure all of a sudden. So a lot of people will just train with a weapon and they won't ever pressure test themselves. I wasn't running at him very quickly, but you can see all of a sudden you have to do things. So this is a very good thing for you to practice. When I was in the military, they would first teach you how to load your gun and how to point it, how to do your trigger squeeze and how to do your breathing. And it's all nice and simple and easy. And then all of a sudden they would throw a grenade simulator in there and boom, blow it up and your nervous system goes. Or they'd throw smoke in there, or they'd hit you with CS gas and then put the pressure on you. And then you still had to perform those same tasks. And so things start to fall apart at first when you're not trained. That's why there's professional soldiers and just like commandos and people that haven't put in a lot of time with certain things, you know, and they're just trying. And when you're trained and you pressure test correctly, then you're going to be able to do things even under distress, and it's good. So that's what we did here. So let's do it one more time. Just throw the ring next, and I'll come in and see if you can recover fast. So we're here. Hey, yeah, good, I got him. And this is great. In the dojo, you shouldn't always do good. It's a safe place to train and to do your proving ground stuff. So let's do it again. This is fun. It's good to try these things. He throws it. Boom, I move out of the way. 1, 2, 3, and he's back. Awesome. So that was a good recovery on that one. After you've been training for a while, you'll start to see your recovery and your handling of everything gets better, because once you're throwing this out, you can come in really fast and then still be able to move and react again if you had to with certain situations. Okay, so let's stop that one for today. This is a really cool way to think of like 101 basics of Kyoketsu-Shoge. This is perfect having Antonio here because we're going to do a couple of these different ones for you guys while we have him here with us. And a lot of people on this channel are looking at the channel and going, I don't know if I'm too old or if I'll be able to pick it up. Maybe, you know, I'm out of shape or something like that. It's everybody starts where they're at, and you should just try things in life. You will not succeed at 100% of things that you never try. So just give it a try, and it's okay to mess up. That's what the dojo is about. It's like you're not going to be an expert right away. And even when you are getting better, you can always improve. There's always time to improve, and there's always things that you can do. And it's fun. I mean, we're getting to play around and do these really cool things and then build our skill levels up. And for me, martial arts is just integrated. It's part of my life. I couldn't do life any other way without it. And I use it in everyday activity, my awareness on the street, when I'm driving my car, you name it. It's everywhere. So please enjoy these things. And we're going to do a couple more for you. And this is the Kyoketsu-Shoge. And there's a 101 basics of kind of how to get introduced to it if you are a brand new person who hasn't done much of it at all. So if you like this, please hit the like button. If you want more information, follow the links below. And as always, keep training.